Good morning. All right, I'm going to try this again. Apologize for my last video. I started it and I was getting unloaded and it switched to a green light on my dock, so I had to get going. So anyway, I just unloaded up in Tracy and I'm still up here in Northern Cali. I'm at the truck stop now. Got to head down to Bakersfield tonight, pick up and go back to Arizona. So anyway, basically I'm making this video. It's pretty much an introduction into the 2018-2019 TTC season. Some of you, how do I say this? Probably not going to get a lot of views. Some of you are like, I don't give a shit, So whatever. But to the people that do want to hear it, whatever. So anyway, I'm going to tell you who I am and what we do here in the TTC, what we don't like, what we expect of you, and tell you who I represent. My name is Raging Rob Kinnison. A lot of you know me as Raging Rob. My real name is Rob Kinnison. I was born and raised in Detroit. As a kid, early teens, I was a Detroit Lions fan. I know, call me bandwagon, call me what you want, but there is no bandwagon in the TTC. I'll get to that later. As far as TTC goes, I've only represented the Arizona Cardinals, and that's the way it is. That's the only team I really give a shit about in the NFL. So anyway, as a kid, I was a Detroit Lions fan, because I grew up in Detroit. Downtown Detroit, Cope Arena, I was like 13 years old. I met Luther Alice of the Detroit Lions. The Pontiac Silverdome was big back in the day. It's torn down now because, they built the Ford Field in downtown Detroit. But my dad, he brought me, when I was a kid, my dad took me to the Pontiac Silverdome when I was a kid. Moxter jams, the Moxter trucks, seen a lot of those things. Went to a couple of the motocross, motorcycle, the dirt bikes, When I was 17 years old, I went to Acquire the Fire, Christian event. Basically, it was a bunch of Christians that gathered around and worshiped God for like the weekend. President Gerald R. Ford came out when he was alive. I was 17 years old, so it was like the year 2000. He was one of 3 presidents I've seen in person. I've seen Obama in person in 2013 and at a high school that he was at. And I met Donald Trump in March of 2016 on his campaign in Phoenix. Shook his hand. It was pretty cool. So 3 U.S. presidents that I've met in person. But anyway, I graduated high school in 2002. Yada, 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 whatever. So anyway, in February of 2010, I moved to Phoenix, Arizona. And now in my early 20s, I went to Texas for a little bit. A few weeks here, a few weeks there. Dallas area. Met a girl off AOL chat. El Paso, spent a couple weeks down there and we got it on, whatever. That was like 2006. So I spent some quality time in Texas during the year of 2006. Kind of bandwagoned over to the Dallas Cowboys a little bit, not really a big fan. But in February of 2010, I moved into Phoenix and I started going for the Cardinals, and wasn't real big on the Cardinals back then, but as the years went on, I got bigger, and I'm now a full-blown out Cardinals fan. And some of these fuckers in the TTC will say that I'm a bandwagon. Some of them will say I'm not a true Cardinals fan because I haven't been a Cardinals fan for life. Whatever they want to say, I don't give a damn. Here in the TTC, I've only represented the Arizona Cardinals. I will only represent the Arizona Cardinals here in the trash talking circle. That's the only team I want to represent. That's the only team I don't give a damn about the other NFL teams. The Arizona Cardinals, they really didn't. They never kneeled for the flag. You know, Larry Fitzgerald, he's my favorite football player. He's a decent guy. He's never kneeled for the flag. He's never had any criminal convictions. He's never been like some of these football players that beat up his girlfriend and shit like that. He's a respectable guy. That was a great eulogy he gave to John McCain's funeral, even though I don't care for John McCain. Larry Fitzgerald, he's been on the Cardinals for 14 years. He is a great guy. So I couldn't ask for a better team. I mean, we ain't got a Super Bowl win yet, but who cares? We're a pretty good team. We got this new coach. But anyway, I'm going to tell you how I got into TTC. I started making YouTube videos in 2009. My first YouTube video, I didn't really see myself making YouTube videos. It just kind of happened. I had a Google account, and I just went on YouTube and left comments. That was it. And I decided, I'm going to do a YouTube video on this. I was sitting at a truck stop, Pilot truck stop in Kannapolis, North Carolina. April 2009. Kannapolis, North Carolina. Pilot truck stop. Had this fucking Swift driver in front of me, hogging the fuel aisle for a half an hour. I shit you not. 30 minutes. Bare minimum, 30 minutes. So I decided to make a video right there in the fuel aisle, bitching and screaming and yelling. Well, that video, at that time, YouTube wasn't real big like it is now. That video got 25,000 views. First video I've ever uploaded. I only intended uploading that video and that was it. But that video did so well that I decided to regularly start making videos on certain shit. And raging about stupid stuff. Sprint ripped me off. Sprint phone company, they ripped me off and I went on a big tirade there. Got 10,000 views on that video. Back in the day, yeah, I got pretty good. I got pretty damn good views on YouTube back in the day. Not like now. I'm lucky to get 100 views, but because of how big YouTube is now. So I called myself Raging Rob. That's how I started. I did a lot of, when I settled down in Phoenix, I started doing a lot of gaming videos, with the capture card, Xbox 360, stuff like that. I went at it with a lot of big gamers, Keemstar, Duranker, El Presador, Wings of Redemption, Lefty OX, Woody's Gamer Tag, these big guys, White Boy 7th Street, Horse 60, the list goes on. I first found out about El Presador in 2012. I'm going to get to the TTC, how El Presador, But anyway, in 2014, I made a video about El Presador. I went off on him. I went off on him bad because he, basically he said that anybody that worships Jesus is a faggot. So, and I'm a firm believer in my Christian faith. I'm a lover of Jesus. He is my father, and so I went off on El Presador pretty bad. That video got 7,000 views. It was late 2014, coming into 2015, and a lot of El Presador fanboys found the video. A couple of these guys that were fans of El Presador were connected to the TTC. I had no idea what the TTC was. I had no idea what it was. So this guy came over to my comment section, just left a bunch of rants, and he made a video. And he went off on me. Just basically called me a slob and all this other shit. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? That guy was D-Town. And that's how I got into TTC. And I didn't know what the TTC was. And then back, it was the off season, and they had the UVC Ultimate Video Championship back then. And we were making videos back and forth, and there was another guy named Jay Hutch. That's how I got into TTC, and I didn't really know what the TTC was. I just thought it was a bunch of idiots that made videos trashing each other, trash talking circle. So I thought, okay, trash talking circle. So I thought it was just a bunch of idiots trash talking each other, And then I found out, it's football. Oh, okay. Well, I'm an Arizona Cardinals fan, so I've been, for the last 5-6 years. So I decided, let's see where this takes me. I thought, when I first started doing TTC, I didn't think it was going to take me this far. I thought, oh, I'll do it for a little bit and see where it goes. Here I am going to my 4th season of the TTC, and so basically that's how I got in. And here are some rules of the TTC. Just some basic how to do it, what to do, how we do things. First off, there is no official membership. Anybody, any idiot, any zipperhead can go on YouTube and say, I'm TTC, But it takes a quality trash talker, to come back every week and stay in there year after year after year. I've gave my hate weeks, my crows, my victory laps. I've done pretty much everything you're supposed to do. So basically what you do is you represent a football team. No bandwagon allowed. You represent one football team. If you represent other football teams, get out. We don't want you here. If you decide halfway through the season you're going to represent another football team, no. We're not here for that. You represent one team your entire time at a TTC, season after season, and that's it. One team only. That's why Jay Hutch isn't here anymore. He's a bandwagoner. Dallas Cowboys over to Miami Dolphins, over to New York Giants. We don't like that shit. One team only. I represent the Arizona Cardinals. So basically, your Cardinals go against this team. You make a hate week against whoever is in the TTC representing that team. For the entire week, you go at it. Head to head. Video to video. Just tearing into each other. At the end of the week, whatever team loses or wins, if your team loses, you're expected to give them a crow. Don't be a bitch. Give them a crow and do it proper. If your team wins, you give a victory lap. And they're expected to give you a crow. That's basically how it works. We have Stephen Rose. He's a Houston Texans fan here in the TTC. He has he's doing his tournament again this year. Basically, you get on video and say this is my picks, or you don't have to do it on video. You just send him your weekly picks, and he puts you into like a tournament. He's got more details. Look up Stephen Rose, Stephen Rose. He has more details than I do. But anyway, he puts you in this like tournament. He's got like 25, 26 divisions on some website. I don't know exactly. I don't know how he keeps track of it, but he does. There's like last year was like 138 members in there. I've asked Stephen Rose to be in it. He hasn't contacted me back yet. So anyway, whoever comes out on top has the most wins at the end of the season. You get a prize or something. I don't know. This year I don't think he's doing the prize thing. I think he's doing go online, order some belt, some fake belt. So I don't know. It's something interesting to do. Weekly picks. I try to do it every year. So certain rules we have in the TTC. We don't like bandwagoning. We don't like that shit. You come in, you represent that team, and that's it. We don't care if you've been lifelong or whatever. You represent. We don't like fucking bandwagoners. Another thing is, we don't like flaggers. If you get your ass burnt and you got to start flagging, we're not going to recognize you anymore. We don't like that shit here. You see me, I got a lot of channels. Flaggets. It's a lot of these sock accounts that come in here and just they're not TTC related. They can't take the heat talking bad about their team, and they flag us. So a lot of the flagging, it's not even TTC. It's not even people in the TTC doing it. It's these other football fans that see our videos, and they can't take the heat. Oh, we're talking bad about their football team, and we're too offensive, and they flag us. It's a lot of people outside of the TTC, got nothing to do with it. Blocking. we don't like blockers either. If you're going to make a hate week against somebody, you go full force and you make that damn hate week. And if your team loses, don't be a bitch. You do a crow. None of this blocking shit. If you're going to block somebody, that shows weakness. Blocking somebody. It does. It shows weakness. We don't like it. Other than that, it's an all-out warfare. Say what you want. We don't care. I mean, we got some members in here, they were late. They'll talk about your mom, talk about your kids. There's like no rules to what you can and cannot say. Racism, we don't really like that here. I mean, it's got out of hand with the racism a little bit. I'm not going to say any names, but, you know, I'm going to be honest, I'm guilty of it too. I've said some racist things. I've said some racial slurs. I'm guilty. I'm not going to tell you I'm innocent. I'm guilty of it. But I try to keep it on the down low. I don't, you know, because we're a pretty diverse community. We got Mexicans, we got whites, we got blacks. We got a couple of Muslims, I think. We got Catholics, Christians, atheists. We're pretty diverse. So we try to keep the racism. It comes out, but there's some members that are a lot worse than me. I'm not gonna say any names, but we try to keep that shit. We don't like it. So that's pretty much what we are and who we are and that's it, you know. And I represent the Arizona Cardinals fan base. There's a couple other guys that represent the Cardinals fan base in this thing. BVD, also, you know, Big Vol Daddy. He doesn't do a lot of Cardinals videos like he used to. He does a lot of college football. So we got this other guy, Cattle Dog. He's been around quite a long time. TTC's been around since 2007. It started out with the Dallas Cowboys fan trashing a Philadelphia Eagles fan on video, and it took off from there. That's basically how it started. So, and we got a few typers. We got the Arizona Animal. There's a couple other typers. Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals fan base isn't that big. Dallas Cowboys is huge. Oakland Raiders got a pretty big fan base here in the TTC. Philadelphia Eagles have really got a big fan base here. My Cardinals, we're not that big, but it's just me and Cattle Dog pretty much. We got some teams in here. We only got like one or two. Green Bay Packers has got Joe Gillespie, and that's pretty much it. We got some teams, I don't even know if there's any. Like the Tennessee Titans, the New York Jets, you know. And last but not least, I want to say that I'm going to be doing pretty much my TTC stuff on another channel. It's an old channel I brought back, Raging Rob World Order. I created the channel as a troll during the off season a couple of years ago, during all that World Order wars, the JWO, the Hutch World Order. Uncle Lou had his LWO, D-Town Mad Dog had the NWO, A-Bomb had his, I don't know, AWO or something, I don't know. So I created our World Order, Raging Rob World Order, as a troll, and I used that channel for the 2016-17 season. And when the season stopped, I just stopped doing it on that channel. So I'm going to bring it back, Raging Rob World Order. I will post a link in the description below. You can subscribe if you want. Or leave hate comments, whatever you want to do. If the channel gets flagged, I'll just think of something from there. I was going to do my TTC Raging Rob channel, but caught a couple flags, so I had to lay it up for a while. So that's basically it. I didn't mean to make this video this long, but you can skim through it. I don't expect you to watch all 20 minutes of it. So anyway, that's basically what we do. That's who we are. Welcome to the 2018-2019 TTC. This is Raging Rob.